DIY Sandblaster. But do they actually work? Let's find out.
Guys, welcome back to Reverender Garage. We got a special treat for you today because we are going to make our own sandblasting gun. I've seen a bunch of viral videos on TikTok and some other short videos and things like that of people doing this. It looks to me like they're using play sand in there, which isn't a great idea. I'll just get that out of the way up front. But what we're trying to do is recreate one of these. This one on Amazon cost about $60, and it works. But the videos show people using this. I got this from Harbor Freight. It comes with a couple different ends that you can put on. This is the longest one. They're using a 1 liter water bottle, and it's basically going to look like this. And this will hold all of your media up top. And we're going to take some of these files here, and we're going to file the top of this so there's a little V groove in their hole for the media to drop through. But that is essentially how easy it is to create this thing. The only problem is, and this is where I think we're going to be able to improve on this, you have to hold the bottle while you hold the gun too. Otherwise, it'll just keep tipping over with the heavy media in there. So Sean is designing a 3D printed piece, or a mount, if you will, that the bottle slips into, and then you put it on and it braces up against here. So that way you can use it one-handed. So we're gonna get to work on this and see if we can't create ourselves a little sandblasting unit. We're not using actual play sand. We're gonna use ground glass blast media. I picked this up from Harbor Freight. I think it's $10.99 for the 5-pound box of it. This is the Merlin Air gun, whatever, at Harbor Freight. This is $6.99. And depending on where you shop for your seltzer water, you're probably under $1 for this. So we're looking at making this gun for about $8 plus tax. So let's get busy on it. Okay, so, and you did account for this bottle to come all the way back and stop at this, right?
Yeah, it should be fine. And again, most of my CAD work is never perfect the first time, and you got to make adjustments. But
well, we're going to find out. We've got it, the little secure holder thing on the 3D printer right now printing. All right, guys, we've got our little file set here, and I do mean little. These are smaller files. But we're going to take a triangle file, and we're going to get it right on the top here, and we're just going to try and file down that little groove hole that I was talking about. So let's get this bad boy out right there.
And what's it gonna do?
You guys take a look right there. Hopefully this will focus. There we go. Just enough of a groove in there to leave a hole, and that's where the bottle is going to sit over that with the media material that we're going to use. So we're going to go in and check on this print and see how it's coming along, but we can try this out in the meantime. All right, we need to find the right size drill bit because we want the hole that this goes through to be as absolutely snug as possible, so we're not going to have any media leaking out from the bottle. So let's try and find a drill bit here. This one's a little bit small, but I'm kind of tempted to use it first because the plastic will flex a little bit and it might give us a good seal like we want. That'll work. All right, let's fire this bad boy up. Got ourselves a little hole in there. Well, might have to A little bit more. So it does fit on there pretty snug, but when you get all that media in there, it's gonna make this thing really heavy. Not that you have to put media all the way up to the top. So then this just slides back like that. So now we're gonna get some media put in this thing and we're gonna see if we can blast some stuff off. All right, we got ourselves a funnel. We got the bottle dried out as good as we can, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't affect us. Any residual moisture in there. Let's pull out our glass beads here, or whatever it is, ground glass blast media. Oh, it's coming out the end here if I shake it, so that's a good thing. It's coming out the end here. Now, so right now, if I get too crazy with this bottle will just start tipping to the side. That's why we're trying to make a mount for it to improve on it. But let's, yeah, it definitely, but it keeps going and it's blowing all over Sean's face. So let's actually get something that we can test it on here. All right, we're gonna put the little PPE on just so we're not breathing in the glass media material here, even though it's totally non-toxic, they say.
Toxic is one thing, collecting it all into your lungs and nostrils is another thing.
All right, let's give this a whirl. We got it down to bare metal.
Let's prop this up so you don't have to tilt the gun.
Oh, all right, so a few things that we discovered on that initial trial run. It did get it down to bare metal, but I have a feeling my idea to make the bottle as snug as possible is now causing the airflow to pressurize the bottle, and that's why when you let off the trigger, it still keeps coming out. Not as concerned about that right now, but I noticed that it was getting moisture from the air in there, common from air compressors. So we're actually putting this little moisture trap on there. I don't think you can see it, but there's actually moisture in there. So we're gonna put that on here. We'll put some more media in here.
Hell to the yeah.
Here we go. Man, that's ripping it right off. For these Nerf bars, for my quad, I'm stripping them down so I can repowder coat them, and I was using black diamond coal slag for this in that gun that we showed you earlier. And one of the things is that gun. That gun that we showed you earlier has a wider nozzle on it. This one is much thinner.
This nozzle will fit inside the alarm.
Yeah, so it's giving a more direct and powerful spray, but I'm just gonna see when Shane does this if it works a lot quicker or not.
I loosen the lid because it's definitely pressurizing the bottle, and that's why I'm having to keep on, off, on, off, on, off on the trigger. So I loosened the lid a little bit to hopefully it won't pressurize the bottle so much.
Do that flat top bar. So my question is, why isn't it coming out continuously? How come you can't hold the trigger the whole time?
I don't know.
Don't know, but it is effective.
Yeah, it was stripping it off, but I'd like to see you be able to hold the trigger the whole time. And
The problem is it worth it? Because it costs $10.99 for that 5-pound bag of media. I mean, and we've already gone through quite a bit of it. And we've only done that and that.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna load it full of the black diamond coal slag and see how that works in this gun. All right, while Shane is refilling the canister with the black diamond coal slag, which by the way, we picked up at Tractor Supply Company, and we got a 50-pound bag for $16. That is quite a bit cheaper than what we got at Harbor Freight. So hopefully it works really good because you can get a lot of medium for that for very cheap.
All right, so as we discussed before, we're gonna put some black coal slag media in here. We're hoping because it's got a smaller diameter nozzle, it's going to direct it and not spray it out so willy-nilly like. The problem we're having is you can't hold the trigger on the whole time. I keep having to trigger on, trigger off, trigger on, trigger off, trigger on, trigger off. And that's how I'm getting the bursts of at least the glass media when we were filming that to come out. So I don't know. I think what's happening is pressurizing the bottle. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. Any of you guys have ideas on how we can get it to pull the trigger and just have it come out a steady flow and not have to keep on, off, on, off, on, off? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. We're gonna try it with the black coal slag media in there. I suggested maybe loosening the cap, and then I suggested to Sean maybe drill a little hole in the top, and he said he thought that was a horrible idea because he thinks it'll absolutely lose all its pressure and it won't work worth a crap.
All right, here we go.
Well, it definitely worked better with glass media. I had this bottle filled over halfway full, and it's less than a quarter now. That's how much media was just pouring out of that thing. So I do think the glass media is probably a better fit for this, and it seemed to take the paint off quicker too.
But I'm gonna do a little research real quick and see if we can't come up with a solution for having to continuously trigger this gun to get it to go. Yeah, that was just blasting out. I'm guessing this is finer than the glass media. All right, we'll be right back.
All right, so Sean stands corrected. We both threw it into ChatGPT, and I came up, it says this is a common problem with these viral videos to make these things. The bottle is building too much pressure, and once it builds, has an elevated amount of pressure in there, it causes the media to not be able to gravity feed in there. So it said either put a small little tiny vent hole in the cap or one up top. So I just took this icon little awl here.
Where'd you get that pick from?
Harbor Freight, baby.
Always Harbor Freight, baby.
So we put a little hole in the top here. We're gonna see if that will help it to continuously feed, because when I was letting off the trigger before was to let pressure out of the bottle, let media drop in, shoot it.
All right, let's get PP'd up.
And what's it gonna do?
All right, well, we had some success. We had some failure. Any of you guys know why we're getting that intermittent? We looked it up on ChatGPT. It suggested we needed to vent the bottle a little bit, but what's the black coal slag or whatever?
Black Diamond is the brand, coal slag is the medium.
So the coal slag just ended up blowing out the vent holes, so that didn't work. So any of you guys that are engineers out there and have some tips for us so we can improve this, because overall, I mean, it's like $8 to have a sandblasting gun. I do think the glass media worked better than the coal slag, but we did have one super big win. First try, baby. First try, bottle's not gonna tip over now. Locked in place. We're gonna add this 3D print STL file, put a link where you guys can download that if any of you guys wanna make one of these, as well as the link for the Harbor Freight. I'm not gonna put a link for a 1 liter bottle though. Do I think it's a cost effective? As far as making it, yes. As far as using it, probably not so much. It goes through a lot of media. I mean, you do go through a lot of media with this as well, but with the intermittent trigger pulling on there, it dumps a lot out. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. Again, we got a big win on the actual holder. Big congrats to Sean here. He patted that up just earlier today.
First try.
First try.
The one thing I'm thinking is that we might be able to put a smaller hole in the tube up here to pull in just a little bit less media at a time. That could help.
Anyways, hopefully you guys got some value out of here. We had some wins, we had some non-wins, but overall, did we prove that you can make one and it works? Yes. You saw it take the black paint right off the inside of that Blackstone hood. I call that a win. You saw it take the blue off of the Nerf bars from the quad. I call that a win. It doesn't do it in a super timely fashion, but it does work. I would think this would be something you'd want to use for more detailed spots, like little welds, little corner crevices, things like that. This would work really good for that.
Especially where you can't get a sander. And we're going to include the link to this gun as well. It does work very well, but it does cost $55 to $60. So
if you guys enjoyed any part of this video, please hit the subscribe button. We know most of you do not subscribe to our channel that watch these videos. It's simple and it's free. Press the little notifications, all of that, and please give us a thumbs up. It helps way more than you guys think. Anything else?
yeah, if you guys want, watch this video or watch this video. And until next time,
Reverend are out.
As always, thanks for watching. Tune in every Saturday for a new video. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Those likes really help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, Reverend are out.